yeah, in terms of like how the place was run, like every aspect of it had massive flaws, you know, like it really would have been good if before we put on that first show that everyone had a chance to sort of like wrestle and train with each other and all that, you know what I mean? Like we pretty much just went in there blind, you know what I mean? Like against all different.
Were they picking people from all over the world, like bringing like a couple from the States, a couple from the UK, a couple from Australia, or was it?
Yeah, that was pretty much the plan. Like from Australia, there was me and Wham Bam Bellows, and then like as the full-time wrestlers, and then at the same time they brought over like Shazza McKenzie and Rufio for that first show. And then, they had like a couple of big international names. They had British Strong Style on their first show, along with the Hurricane in the main event. So it was a pretty packed show in terms of like, well, obviously it had way too many matches, you know what I mean? So it was just filled to the brim because it wasn't just those internationals. The big idea behind Asia Wrestling Entertainment was, we're doing this in Southeast Asia. We're going to try and get all these sort of like Southeast Asian countries on board. So it wasn't just Malaysia, it was Singapore, it was the Philippines. I think they were trying to get, they had a couple of wrestlers over from China as well. From, I'm trying to think if it was Hong Kong specifically. Sorry. So yeah, it was just this huge multicultural thing. And like,
it actually sounds cool on paper.
Well, that's the thing, yeah, and that's why I stuck around, is because I made a whole bunch of friends with like all the Singapore and Malaysian and Filipino wrestlers. You know, like it was a wild night. You know what I mean? Like hanging out afterwards and like, you know, talking wrestling stories with all these people who I'd never heard of before. You know, and they're all in there. All the Southeast Asian wrestling scene is so new. You know what I mean? Like it didn't start until like the mid 2010s, I want to say, you know, like that's when you had a couple of like wrestlers over there who were being trained, and then they sort of traveled around and trained other people, you know, like it's all super fresh. So there's so much potential there. And the whole idea of AWE was like to try and harness it, you know, but it really just came down to the owner of it. He was this British guy who'd like previously like sold like quiz shows to television and stuff, and he was convinced that he could sell this wrestling idea to television networks and all that. And you know, like he gave us contracts where we basically had to sign away pretty much all our likenesses and all that. And I was just like, no, until you show me any like proof that all this is going to work out, I'm not going to sign it. You know,
100%.
And I was smart that I didn't, because nothing like, basically we did that first show. It was like super fun, really bloated. The ring started to fall apart like midway through the show. I remember British Strong. I was like in the second half, right? British Strong Style was the main event of like the first half. And I forget who it was, but they came through the curtains. So they're just like, it's a fucking ring hole in the middle of the fucking ring. The finish was supposed to be this big superplex spot, and they were like, no, we're not going anywhere near it. They just hit their finishes like on the outsides, basically towards the ropes, and then like did a 3-way pin sort of thing. And I was just like, I remember as soon as he told me that, I was like, wait, there's a hole in the ring? Like, yeah, it's like massive, you know, you just make sure you avoid it. So I was lucky. When I showed up that night, I was told, oh, you're going to have a hardcore match, you know, like use chairs and all this stuff. And I was just like, I'm in a country I've never been to before. I don't know what the healthcare system here is like. I'm not going to like risk like getting cut open or something like that. Like I'll do something else, you know. And they basically told me, okay, well, have a crowd brawl before the match, make your way to the ring, and then have a short match in there. And that was easy. Like I had so much fun because pretty much every other heel that came out that night, because you know they were all relatively new wrestlers at the time. They're all just kind of playing like the cool heel, you know what I mean? Like I'm better than you and all that. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to snarl up these guys. I'm going to like try and kick their hands when they reach out to like get a high five and stuff, and yell at them and scream at them. And I terrified a whole bunch of them.
Guys, if you enjoyed that clip, hit the bell to stay notified. Hit that subscribe button, comment, share, like. And guys, if you want to check out the full episode from what this clip is from, click the link in the description. And also check out all of our other shows. We have Knights of the Gimmick Table with the Dead Presidents. We have Killing the Business with former ECW original, The Kingpin, Angel Medina with King Mega and Glenn Sexton. And also, guys, you need to check out Get Funked with former WCW and TNA star Alan Kwee Funk. These shows are every single week, guys. You will not be disappointed. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like, share, and comment, hit that bell to stay notified, and we'll see you soon on our next show.